Hi and welcome to txtNationTV. My name's Rusty G, and we are continuing CES 2013 coverage. And we're out here on the North floor, and we've run across something that we think is absolutely awesome. And I like it. What we've got here is MacLocks.com. That's right, MacLocks.com. And basically, this is just kind of a display unit. This isn't what you're purchasing, but basically, if you turn it around here, you can kind of see they've custom made a security system for your iPad. So what you can see there is basically someone will not walk away with your iPad, and that's all sorts of awesomeness. And what I want to also move into is, if you can kind of take a look at this, what we've got here is a multiple, I mean, look at all these iPads. If I wanted to walk away with one right now, I'm sure they would stop me, but you can lock away and sync and charge. Well, syncing right now is down the road, but charging right now. And as you can see here, they've got the USB 30-pin dock connector. That is just an individual thing that they can get you. It's not just a dock. They'll give you basically like a charging unit here in the background so that you can charge anything. It can be an Android tablet. It can be an iPad, even with the new Lightning connector. So they've got you covered here. If you want to do the business thing, they can get you all squared away. So that's all sorts of cool that they can get you taken care of. So that's for the business side of things. And they've got you covered here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on right down here, and we're going to continue moving on. And I want to show you some of their individual items that they've got here. I mean, right here, nice, crystal clean, nice plastic, wonderful. It looks great. And if you turn it around here, you can actually see it's a nice stand that they've got there built for you. It's not going to let anybody walk away with your iPad. They've got the lock there on the top, so it's easy to lock it down to your desk. Many of you in the office know there are thieves in the office. They're going to take your stuff. You don't want them taking your stuff. So this is how you're going to lock it down. All right, we're going to continue on into this next model, and this one right here is kind of cool, and this is what you saw back there, but I want to show you everything that this thing can do. Basically, they've got this thing locked down to the max. This is a maximum security prison for your iPad because, again, those people at the office, you don't like them, they probably don't like you. And they want your iPad because they know it's worth a lot of money. But we're going to show you what they got going on here. I mean, look at this. There's no way for me to get this thing out, and I want to show you why. Because what you've got here is you've got these screws that you actually put this in, and the great thing about this is not only do they, screw it in so nobody's taking off with it, it's not a Phillips head, it's not a flat head, it's not something that anybody has at all times. But the cool thing about this is if you want to turn it around and have almost like a point of sale system, you can have it ready to go. The great thing about it is, not only that, you can tilt it and turn it all the way around pretty much any way that you need it to go. I mean, you can view it however you want it. If you want to have it bedside, you can do whatever you want. I mean, this thing is heavy duty, it's steel, it's not gonna break, it's not cheap plastic, it's not even that cheap aluminum stuff. I know, it's crazy. But if you want to take a look at something else right here, this is really cool. This is something they've added on, which is an added feature, and it's great. If you take a look right here, you kind of want to know, what is this? What is this thing right here? What is this for? Is this extra weight? Is this a weigh down? No. What it is they've actually secured so that you can plug in your little power box that comes with your iPad. You can put it in here, secure that. Well, what about the cable? Well, they've got you covered here too. If you take a look at this, they've actually got the cable locked down just as well. So everything is secure. The cord, the power box, the iPad, it's not going anywhere. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. So you got to check that out. They've got all sorts of things. Make sure you check them out. I'm going to do this real quick before I go to the last one. MacLocks.com. Make sure you check all that out. They've got everything there. Everything that you see here is there on the website. I mean, they've got all sorts of things that you can get into. They've got the black version. Does the same exact thing. If you don't like the white, get the black. Everybody loves black. It's simple, it's elegant, and it works. And I want to get down to this last one. And as I'm shooting this, I have no idea anything about this. I'm just going to actually ask her to go ahead, come on screen, and Miss Mia, tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, this one actually is a dynamic flex arm. So it moves around. It's pretty much going to do whatever you want it to do. So as a point of sale or in a restaurant, if you want, like, so it can move around so the bartender and the waitress and everybody can have a look. So basically you have here the home button. It can be covered if you don't want people to have the ability to access it. This one is an open one, and you can rotate it. You can swivel it. You can really move it around, and yet it stays really sturdy. So it's like the perfect solution if you needed to have it in your cart, because it's also very thin. So if we actually made it for the car industry. But if you have a shelf in your kitchen and you want to have an iPad, so it's really thin. The bracket is really thin. It can be mounted almost anywhere. If you don't want to have like a thick, really big, huge bracket, just use the flex arm. Not only for iPad mini, but it can work with any enclosure that you just seen, and we have many more. Can go with this enclosure for iPad 1, 2, 3, and 4, with a lockable enclosure, so you actually can take the iPad in and out as often as you like, or a tamper-proof screws one. Every product that we have, you have the ability also to choose if you like the blocked home button or the open home button version. But it's super beautiful. It's actually my favorite.
Now, one thing I want to say is we talked about this just beforehand, and we were saying, what about other than Mac? Because it is MacLocks, and we have a host that is kind of, he likes Macs, but I'm not a Mac guy. Yeah, I'm an Android guy. So let's ask about that. This all seems to be Mac related. Can it be an Android tablet?
Well, as you mentioned, we are MacLocks, which kind of like, put it out there that we do Mac. However, the Android industry is ever growing, and the solutions and the demand for security solutions is definitely out there. So we are expanding our business to Galaxy enclosures as well, okay? We actually have this one that you just reviewed, you just saw, for the Galaxy Tab 2 and Galaxy Note. So yes, we are going to that field as well, and we're going to keep on growing that business. The demand is there. We specialize in locking mechanisms. That's what we do. I'm not sure if that's sexy or not, because it's like locks, but I think so. Look at this. You can't say it's not sexy. Come on.
I will say this, just before we got on camera, we talked about it. She said that she had someone come and talk to them about getting a custom solution, and I believe everything's in-house for you guys. And kind of run us through that. I think you said it was a short amount of time. Tell us about that.
Well, I actually have a partner, an app developer. They weren't sure about the platform that they're going to use, either it's going to be an iPad or an Android. Decided to go with an Android, and they were looking for this solution, exactly like the one that we have for iPad, but for the Galaxy Tab. For the Note. Great, we got what they need. We got the demand. We have the volume. We went into a sample first. We got a sample in 10 days, which is crazy. It's crazy. You don't have that, basically, so we're very proud, in that aspect. And then we just need to have the volume in place, and we go into production. So basically, if someone is going to come with, I need a solution for the Surface, okay. We can make that. We just need to know your security needs. What level of security are you looking for? And, how do you want it to look? And we just do it in-house really fast.
Everything sounds awesome, Mia. Well, I greatly appreciate your time. Thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And check out the website. It's MacLocks.com, and they'll get everything taken care of for you. We're going to continue our coverage of CES 2013. I've got more floor to walk. There's 1.85 million square feet of this place, so we're going to go. Good shoes and water.